Hey guys, I am going to do a tour of my East Side Flowerbed today. I'm going to have to break up my June tours in my yard just because they're so long and I don't want a 45-minute video. So we're just going to focus on this east bed. It's taken me about 7 years to get here, a lot of experimenting. It's really long and the flower beds are fairly wide, so this is probably going to be a fairly long video. But I've already highlighted this area. This is the beautiful bristlecone pine. Such a unique conifer. It loves my zone 6B northern Utah climate, and it's just got so much character. This lives a very long time. The deer don't touch it and it just thrives here. It's getting cute little cones. And we've added some rocks. I've got one little iris bare root that I bought that's gonna fill up this area. The blue Johnson geranium is out. It's really pretty. I'm just gonna have a mass of this. I bought this bristlecone pine to be the focal point right here. These will fill in. They've been filling in pretty nicely. This is a really dry area, rocky, a lot of salt from the snow in the winter. Then we've got the barberry shrub, the maroon barberry, Concord Japanese barberry, ivory halo dogwoods, beautiful red twig interest in wintertime. Got 3 of those. So that variegation is really pretty next to those barberries, which are just a tough shrub too. They like the sun and they're very deer resistant, along with these dogwoods. And then the snowball viburnum was already blooming. It's kind of done blooming at this point, but I wanted to show you what the foliage looks like. It's been an aphid year. Aphids have taken over so many things. I don't worry about them because they're superficial. It's not going to do any serious damage. It just makes it look a little bit less beautiful. This is going to get beautiful fall color. It's put on 3 feet this year. It's really fast growing. It's the eastern snowball, so it's sterile, it's not invasive, and they had beautiful big white pom-pom blooms, kind of like a hydrangea, but really tough, can take the heat. And then my Sorostro bellflower is coming out. This has grown this big in 1 year. These really take off. They're about 3 feet tall. And I'm adding in repetition of purple along this flower bed since it's so long. But this is gonna bloom all summer long. I could have Chelsea chopped them in spring when they were growing just to make them a little bit shorter. But this is gonna eventually be a tree form, so I don't care if these are tall. I think they're just such a great companion plant to this viburnum. I divided these and spread them throughout. Look at that beautiful color. Let's get a close up. These are not invasive like some of your other bellflowers. You can lift them up and divide them easily, and they don't self-sow everywhere. They're good for cutting too. The brigadone, St. John's wort, ground cover, woody shrub that's gonna fill up and give me some nice chartreuse color along here. The blue point juniper is doing awesome. The deers raked it last year and there was a big bare spot and it's already filling in. They don't eat it. It's pretty deer resistant, but it's beautiful. Grows pretty fast and you can prune this pretty aggressively. The rudbeckia hasn't come out yet, but it's filled in nicely. This is really fast to take off. Got some grasses. My husband made an adorable birdhouse. I'm gonna stick right there. Cannot wait to show you what that looks like. Some more of that blue Johnson geranium. I highlighted this area just recently. These Olivia Austin roses are ridiculous. Just stunning. The purple smoke bush in the back, full sun shrub. It will get really big if I let it. It smells so good right now. It is peaceful out here. It's very quiet. The birds are chirping. I don't know if you can hear them in the background. But when I come home from work or whatever I've been doing, this is just so fun to walk around here. Just kind of helps me wind down, gives me peace of mind. And these are the foxtail lily. I thought they'd be out by now. Oh no, my chicken is over in the neighbor's yard. Why are you doing that? I know they're not supposed to go over there. I think it's gonna make its way back. I have a love-hate relationship with these chickens. That one can hardly walk because of all of its feathers. It walks so funny. Seems to be struggling. Anyway, This is the Millennial Stars Delphinium. It's an amazing delphinium. I recently highlighted this one too, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it doesn't require staking. It's nice and bushy, about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and it blooms for a long time. You can see all of those spires coming out at different times, so I love it with the roses. The light on it is just incredible right now. You see how it's glowing? It's amazing the difference between 1 month, 1 to 2 months until now. It looks so bare, and then it just all of a sudden becomes this lush, full flower bed. Just transforms so quickly. I love my Norway Froberg spruce. It's put on so much growth this year. This is its 2nd year. It's got a nice leader. It's got a lot of character. It stays a little bit more columnar, but it will get 15 feet tall to 4 to 6 feet wide, but not for a long time. These are all little woodland plants that haven't filled in yet, so I'm not really going to highlight them at this moment just because they don't look that great. We've got beautiful tricolor beeches, beautiful pink tinged leaves. They like the shade, so this is quite a shady spot. They can take the full sun. The leaves will just kind of burn in the summer. They won't hold on to that pink color as much. So this is even deeper shade, and you can see the color's got a softer pink. And it will stay like this instead of turning brown and burning in the full sun. So I like him in the deep shade. That one's got a lot of pink leaves. They've got a really nice shape and form, and they grow really slowly. So I'm doing a meadow of them. I need to add another one right there. The Astrantia likes this shadier spot, dappled sunlight. It's really beautiful. So I have these throughout here with some columbine, which also likes dappled shade. It gets about 3 to 4 hours of sunlight under the willow. This shady Solomon seal plant is very drought tolerant. I am going to take out some of those rhizomes and continue to bring them throughout here. I want a lot of these flowers just to peek through. I want to have a little bit more foliage, but isn't this cool? The flowers are really subtle in spring, so I don't grow them for that. It's mostly for its foliage. Doesn't spread aggressively. It's a rhizome. I'm gonna let it carry out through here a little bit more. My black snake root. It's gonna get beautiful white spires, probably not this year, but maybe I'll get 1 or 2. The yew is doing amazing in this shady spot. And I have a privacy hedge. The Ligularia, look at how big these leaves are. This is also a shade plant. It's just so happy. It does like to get eaten by lots of bugs, but I love the way this Astrantia, peeks through. So I'm gonna actually add a few more. I kind of want them to peek through these big holes. This one's a little bit darker, and it's just so pretty next to that. These are so easy to grow. So I've got 5 of those, and I'll have a nice drift with that black snake root. Lots of dark contrast. They've probably got this big in 2 years. Oh, the Astrantia is glowing too, right here. Nora Columbine is starting to fade. This is just self-sown like crazy everywhere. It's easy to keep in control, but it does get pretty aggressive. It's been blooming for 3 weeks now. It's good for cutting. I put some of it in my cutting garden. And then the chartreuse lady mantle. Look at this. I have a few more that I'm going to plant throughout here. I've got to just do a large mass. The forest pansy red bud has become so beautiful. I kind of just want to make this the focal point, but it is beautiful with this lady's mantle. A great ground cover. And then I think I'm just going to do a low spreading yew at the base because I don't want to take away from this beautiful tree, and then it will give me some winter interest. I do have some bleeding heart in here that's small. These just have beautiful plumes, don't they? And look at the way the water sits on those leaves. These can be lifted and divided so easily. I've done that with most of these, but I didn't want to remove these, so I bought a few more, and they're fairly cheap. But it's going to be so nice when it all fills in. It's going to be great weed control. And then We've got this beautiful lupin. It's been out for a few weeks, so it's fading a little bit, but it likes this full sun spot. It's really pretty with that lady's mantle. This is the gallery lupin. So it gets about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. I think it's 2 feet right now, so maybe more like 2 feet wide. Oh, the immortality iris is done blooming, but it has a beautiful white bloom. It's actually a rebloomer, and so it's gonna come out again in late summer. And then I've got some green pillar boxwood that I'm gonna put up here for some privacy. Cover this chain link fence, but I do love boxwood with iris. So I'm adding quite a bit of winter interest throughout here. Just wanted to show you what it's looking like along, up and down. It's incredible. It's really starting to fill in. I've changed this flower bed so many times, but I finally come to a happy place with it. I just was overcomplicating it. I just wanted to make it a little bit more simple. Isn't this beautiful? I should give you a close-up look of this leaf. It's thriving right here. So much new growth. This is the 4th year, so it's finally taking off. It felt like it was never growing until this year. My foxgloves are not happy right here. I had a bunch of them and they kind of all died. So no more foxgloves in this spot. And then we got a newly established and planted flower bed in here. I've got the oh so easy peasy proven winners rose of the year. I've got 5 of them throughout here. They are about ready to explode. And so they'll be blooming the same time as my catmint, my salvia cardona. So this is just a really tough flower bed as far as perennial goes. They are really drought tolerant, easy to grow. You really can't mess up any of these. You really can't kill any of these perennials in here. And then some for added foliage and color, we've got the Helen von Steen lamb's ear, which is sterile, so it doesn't spread aggressively like some of your smaller leaf lamb's ear. So that will fill in right here. And then the cute Biacova geranium. I love geranium. They're a theme throughout my yard. But these have been transplanted too, so they bloom when they get more mature. They're blooming right now for a long time. I guess this one I didn't hear, so I'll show you this one. But I like this one. It stays a little bit more compact and doesn't get too out of control. It only gets 10 to 12 inches tall, and it's a cute white one, and it blooms a lot. A lot of these buds are still waiting to pop out. So this will fill in and be a mass. Did the Walker's Low catmint back there. Planted them about a month ago, and they're triple in size. And then lilies, look at that Robino lily. So this is gonna be amazing. It will fill in about 3 years, and then I'll probably have to start dividing them. But it's really gorgeous. The ginkgos are doing really well. This one needs to be pruned a little bit. We planted this new Suncrest evergreen. I already highlighted that recently. But look how much new growth there has been in 2 months. Everything is just so happy. I think all the mulch, all the compost we've added throughout the years, plants are just thriving. This is all new growth in a matter of a month and a half. That's incredible. I thought this was about done growing, but we were wrong. So I cannot wait for these oh so easy peasy roses to come out. Look at this Lady of the Lake climbing rose. It's a Dave Austin. This 3rd year, it has just taken off. And also look how many aphids are on it. And it's not affecting the blooms. All that brown, those are aphids. Look at the way it's wrapping around these obelisks that my husband made. And it's continually popping out. Look at all of those ones that haven't even come out yet. The blooms don't last super long, but it blooms so vigorously it doesn't matter. It comes out like a peachy pink and then fades to a white. And the thorns on this one are very aggressive, some of the worst. I pruned it quite heavily though in spring, and it's just gotten really lush, and it really benefited from it. Some more of that lamb's ear, so I've got some repeating lamb's ear throughout my flower beds. I'm just gonna plant a massive Roseanne geranium in here because it blooms summer until fall, and I just don't want anything competing with these beautiful red obelis that we planted recently. They're recovering nicely from transplant shock. They're in their ball and burlap, and we'll take those out next year. They just need to have some stability until those roots get more established. They're beautiful against those arborvitaes. For now, we've got some mulch, and I'm gonna plant some zinnias that I grew just to save a little money, because the rosandronium, I'm probably gonna need quite a few of those. I have 2 in the back, but I'm just gonna let them go crazy in here. Another lady of the lake. These obelisks have held up so nicely. I thought I might have to repaint them at this point, but it's going on 4 years, so I think in a few years I might have to do it, so every 7 years. Some more lamb's ear. I just love how they pair with these roses. And we've got some mini barberry. This is the Sunjoy maroon barberry. Really nice contrast to that Helens von Steen. And those will kind of fill in and look like a mass. And then I'm gonna put a Spanish fir right here. It gets little gold tips and then it kind of fades to a blue, but it's gonna be perfect to anchor this trellis. My husband put together this blackberry trellis just recently, and these Black Beauty blackberries are huge and incredible, and they're gonna be so much easier to get at this year. They're loving this trellis. They're semi-trailing, and they've needed this for years, and we finally got to it. And it was really easy to put together. Well, I didn't put it together. It was really easy for my husband. And they kind of start everywhere. So look, we already have another one starting over there. That's gonna make its way up. And then I planted some blue star junipers. These are a compact ground cover. They say they get 3 feet tall. Oh no, 2 feet tall and 3 feet wide. So yeah, they're a low growing ground cover. And so that's gonna be nice during winter, but it's really gonna be nice for my magnolia genie when it gets about 15 feet tall. Only gets 4 feet wide. It's gonna be beautiful to have those purple blooms next to this juniper. So I'm really excited about that. So that will kind of grow up around this trellis. And then this is kind of a work in progress back here. This is the area I haven't completed yet. I've got to finish painting them, and I just can't seem to get to it. It's so tedious, and I'm too lazy to use my sprayer because it feels like it's as much work to clean that, get it together, that it is just to hand paint these. So eventually I'll get to these. But I did put 3 more climbing roses right here. So this one belongs over here, but this is the St. Swithin Dave Austin rose, and I put these in the ground about a month ago, and they're a beautiful pink rose. So I really love roses. I've got a lot of them in my yard. I've got 3 lupin, and then I'm gonna just fill this area with code red iris. So it's gonna be really pretty in late spring. And then we've got some silver horehound ground cover. It's kind of like your lamb's ear, but it's a lot smaller. And it gets these little blooms, which I don't care for. I probably would just cut these back. I am gonna cut them back when I get a chance, because this just isn't my favorite. But it's a very tough, drought tolerant ground cover, super easy to grow. And I have a few of those throughout here. But I did want to give you an update on my neon gold dogwood. So this area is super wet, as you can see, and it's been sitting in that wet water for 2 months now, and it is happy as can be. And it will also get red twigs in the winter time, and it's water loving. But that chartreuse is a nice contrast to everything else I have going in here. But I love pairing it with these beautiful Japanese iris. They love the water too. This is a very wet, boggy area. It was never like this 6 years ago because we were in such a drought, but now we're in the opposite, and so there's all this water. These are gorgeous. And they have just taken off. They grow so fast. Look how interesting this color is. I don't remember buying this one. And then I put some trollius in here. Globe flower. This is New Moon. So it will bloom with this iris. It might bloom a little bit earlier, so I don't know if they're gonna bloom together, but it loves the water too, because it's just been sitting in this wet pot for over a month. And they're great for ponds. So there's a lot of water loving flowers out there if you do your research. So if you have troublesome areas like this, don't figure out how to drain it, just put plants in it that are gonna thrive. I'm gonna plant some canna lilies in here in a little bit, but I guess that is the end of this tour. So much progress has been made. I am really excited to have this area done. I can enjoy it. Things are coming together, and it's just been such an amazing spring. And it's summer now, and I just absolutely love summer. I hope you like this tour. I will have a rose tour soon. All of my Dave Austin roses are coming out, so be on the lookout for that. And then my cold hardy annuals, my stock is about ready to pop. So there's a lot going on. I can't do it all in one video. I don't have the time. I'm super busy, but I do want to keep you guys updated and give you some ideas for your own yard. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.